Now on CoastTV News.
Frosty conditions to start the week with freeze warnings and frost advisories in effect along the immediate coast. Otherwise, the dry weather continues with a work week warm up and looking toasty for Halloween. Details coming
underway in Delaware, and I'll give you all the information you need to know if you don't want to wait until November 5th.
Deciding Delaware's new governor, it's one of the races on the ballot. We will hear from both Democrat Matt Meyer and Republican Mike Ramone.
Debating Milford marijuana, the next step taking place tonight to bring recreational sales in the city.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Monday, October 28th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
I woke up to low 30-degree temperatures. Paige, that's cold.
It's too cold.
Bit of a shock to the system.
Definitely. And I didn't even bring a jacket today because I have this little sweater thing.
That looks warm, though.
It is.
Or is it not?
Not warm enough.
Oh, okay.
I would say.
Right.
So even if you're wearing a sweater, I would at least wear a jacket in the morning today because it was cold.
Shock to the system, as I said. Yeah,
definitely. And we're not used to it. So we'll bring in Bob right now. Bob, any chance it's going to warm up just a little bit as the day goes on?
Oh, absolutely. We will definitely warm up as we go into the afternoon. And good morning to you. Good morning, Delmarva. Make sure you have that ice scraper handy and make sure you dust it off because it's been a while. We've got frosty conditions out there right now. I just checked in Millsboro, 31 there, even though the temperature's missing. 32 in Georgetown, 29 in Delmar, 28 in Redden. So a hard freeze inland. Frost advisory along the coast, but you're not frosty in Rehoboth, 43 in Bethany Beach at 40 degrees. We've got calm or light winds with high pressure. That's why it's so cold. Freeze warning inland Sussex County, also back through Caroline and Kent counties too. Then along the immediate coast from Lewis down to Ocean View and farther south, it's a frost advisory, but along the immediate coast, I think you're okay. Farther inland, Salisbury, Seaford, back through Best Pitch, it is a freeze warning until 9 a.m. Then right around Easton into the Trap area, we're looking at a frost advisory. So warm up the car, bundle up the kids out the door. As we are looking at clear skies and with high pressure right overhead, that's why we're seeing those chilly conditions. Frosty this morning early on, but then with clear skies and dry air, we will start to warm things up, upper 50s by noon. I think we're in the low to maybe mid 60s mid-afternoon, but only 50s along the coast, maybe some clouds from time to time. Your day part forecast shows that big temperature swing with 30s in the morning and then 60s into the afternoon. It does warm up. In fact, Halloween looking scary warm. I'll have more on that and the latest on our drought conditions as well coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Bob. Just over a week until Election Day, but if you live in Delaware or Maryland, you do not have to wait until November 5th to cast your vote.
You do not. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Ellendale. Elisa, one of the many early voting sites in Delaware, Sussex County, and you asked people why they chose to cast their vote early.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, it's hard to believe the election is just 8 days away, and I'm currently here in Ellendale at one of the early voting sites. As you can see, you can vote right here. But don't worry, there's actually 9 places that you can vote in Sussex County for early voting. And on Friday, October 25th, early voting began in the entire state of Delaware, and many people came out to the polls. According to the NBC election data in Delaware, a total of 65,338 mail-in and early in-person votes have been cast. Some choose to vote early in order to beat the rush on November 5th, or they simply can't wait any longer. Until October 29th, polls are open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and from October 30th to November 3rd, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. A little later on, we're going to hear from some people who came out to early vote this year. And if you're interested to early vote and want to find a location closest to you, head to coasttv.com for a full list of sites in Delaware. And the last day to early vote in the first state is November 3rd. Back to you.
All right, Lisa Weber, thank you for that. Now, there have been a lot of questions about early voting. So to answer some of those, we have information from the Department of Elections. Delaware law does not require photo ID to vote. Poll workers will ask you to show proof of ID. If you don't show ID, but are in the correct polling place or early voting site, the worker will check a poll list, and then the voter must fill out a form called an affirmation of identity. If you've been sent an absentee ballot but show up to vote, your absentee ballot will be canceled.
Now, as for the Eastern Shore of Maryland and Wycomico County, you can vote at First Baptist Church or the Civic Center. In Worcester, it's the OC Convention Center. For our Dorchester County viewers, head to the Dorchester Election Office. We do have a full list of polling places and early voting rules right now on CoastTV.com.
Just over a week, we should know who the next Delaware governor will be. Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer is the Democratic nominee. State House Minority Leader Michael Ramone is the Republican nominee. And Coast TV news anchor Charlie Sakaitis sat down with both candidates in the lead up to the election. We have a small snippet here from those interviews.
Sussex County is being left out and left behind of equal funding from Dover and equal attention.
I'm not here about red. I'm not here about blue. You see everything I have. It's always yellow, right? Yellow's my thing. I'm not even purple. Yellow's Delaware.
And later this morning, you'll hear these gubernatorial candidates share their thoughts on the offshore wind. Also, make sure to tune in to Coast TV for our preview week coverage. We will air exclusive candidate interviews focusing on the races that will impact us here on Delmarva. Our Decision 2024 preview week continues today.
All right, now we're going to go take a live go to New York City. It was only a few hours ago that presidential candidate Donald Trump on the campaign trail held a rally there at Madison Square Garden.
And as for Vice President Kamala Harris, she focused on Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. That's a state Trump visited on Saturday.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us polling showing a razor-thin race in some battleground states.
In the final full week before Election Day, the presidential nominees are going big. Former President Trump headlining a packed rally at Madison Square Garden in New York.
Got to get out and vote.
Vice President Harris all in Philadelphia.
No one can sit on the sidelines.
Looking to boost turnout in the city of brotherly love, the vice president appealed to black voters from a church congregation to a barber shop and met with Latino voters at a Puerto Rican restaurant.
The path to victory runs through Philly, and it runs through Pennsylvania, and it runs through all of you. Yes!
That amid condemnation over a comedian's opening act at the Trump New York rally calling Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. The Trump campaign saying the joke does not reflect his views. The former president joined many of the speakers in stepping up the rhetoric against Vice President Harris, degrading her intelligence and repeating a controversial attack line against his perceived opponents.
They've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. And
the former president also announced a new policy proposal.
I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one.
Vice President Harris is pushing to expand Medicare to cover long-term in-home care.
We are a new generation of leadership that is optimistic and excited about what our nation can do together.
The nominees beginning their final pitch to voters as the clock winds down. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Happening today, those who live in Milford will have the opportunity to give their input on a proposed amendment to the city ordinance dealing with marijuana. It's going to be during a public hearing tonight at the city council meeting. Milford is considering allowing recreational sales. The clock is ticking on this one. The open retail category marijuana license lottery that's expected to take place in December.
In Lewis today, we should get more information on the plans for the Army Reserve Center located on Savannah Road in the city. It's one of a couple proposed projects getting a look by Mayor Andrew Williams and the City Council. They will also review plans for Schley Avenue and City Hall. A long-awaited project in Fenwick Island is making progress. According to the town, North Channel dredging is done and South Channel work is underway. Dredging is expected to be complete in December.
Sussex County is considering a 3% tax on short-term rentals. The council is set to hear a presentation from Finance Director Gina Jennings about this on Tuesday. This would be for things like Airbnbs, specifically in unincorporated areas of the county, so not downtown. Many towns already have something like this in place. A 3% lodging tax ordinance was previously imposed in 2019, but it was then suspended during COVID-19.
Today, Sussex Tech High School preparing for the groundbreaking ceremony of a new building. You can see over my shoulder the plans for the remodel. A ceremony will be held on October 29th. This will be at 4 p.m., rain or shine.
Heads up, people who use the Junction and Breakwater Trail, happening now. That trail is closed at Holland Glade Road. This is to complete sidewalk improvements on that road, and according to officials, that closure is expected to last 7 to 10 days.
Happening tonight, Game 3 of the World Series and the first of this year's Fall Classic in Yankee Stadium. Yankees trail 2-0 in a attempt to get back into it after losing the first 2 games in Los Angeles. First pitch set for some time after 8 p.m.
All right, we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, Paige, today we are thanking those who answer the call in our communities on National First Responders Day, and a focus on one area that is sometimes overlooked.
Also, Georgetown could impose regulations on your rights in the name of safety. We'll tell you why its police chief says the change is necessary.
Yeah, and help for the holiday season when people can get a first-hand look inside the Milford Food Bank as it seeks new volunteers. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Prince George's County politician Angela Alsobrooks may live near D.C., but she'd bring tons of baggage. Nearly 2 decades of illegal tax breaks, $59,000 in back taxes, and thousands in unpaid bills. A sweetheart tax deal. Typical politician. Slumlord Alsobrooks? Records show she was caught operating an illegal rental property. With so much baggage, how can we trust Alsobrooks to represent us? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
You ever just wanna... Yeah, that's fall in Pennsylvania. You can't spell plaid without PA, and that's no coincidence. There's a reason folks fawn over our foliage, pine for our pumpkins, and sigh for our apple cider donuts. Fall is just fallier here. It's almost not fair to the other states, so get here. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news.
It is 5:12 on this frosty Monday morning. A hard freeze, many inland areas. Dover, a little warmer there. Don't know if that temperature is correct, but it's saying 38 there because it's 28 in Redden, 32 in Georgetown, Seaford 33. So we're at freezing or sub-freezing inland areas, but lower 40s at the beaches where the winds are light right now. Freeze warning inland Sussex County. Along the coast, we do have a frost advisory and then a frost advisory basically for the rest of Delmarva, excluding Easton, where you do have a frost advisory. So once again, bottom line this morning is make sure you have your ice scraper handy. It will be chilly with clear skies, but then we do warm it up as we go later in the day. Bus stop forecast out the door, obviously bundle up the kids. It's a frosty start, 32, and then heading home, still need that jacket, 62, sunny and cool.
Today, the Delaware Department of Education and the National Guard, they're teaming up to offer teenagers a chance to get a GED. Organizers say the Youth Challenge program is a highly structured military-style approach, combines education with mentorship. Those promoting it says it's meant for at-risk youth, and an information session on this is today at 11 a.m. at the Georgetown Readiness Center. Tuition, room, and meals are provided. Food Bank of Delaware is asking for volunteers to support its health pantry center in Milford, and that is where open houses are scheduled for this week. People attending will get a behind-the-scenes look. They'll learn about various volunteer roles, hear about inspiring stories that impact their contributions. The open houses will be held on Wednesday, October 30th and Thursday, October 31st.
Spirit Airlines has announced a new plan to sell its older planes and cut some jobs. Spirit Airlines said it would be selling 23 of its older Airbus aircraft starting this month, which Spirit estimates will bring in about $519 million. Spirit also saying it plans to cut about $80 million in annual costs by a reduction in its workforce. Delta is suing CrowdStrike after computer problems led to a nearly week-long service outage and thousands of canceled flights over the summer. In that lawsuit, Delta says that CrowdStrike committed a series of intentional and grossly negligent acts that caused the global IT outage that happened on July 19th. CrowdStrike says Delta's claims are based on misinformation, and they say the airline is trying to shift blame for its slow recovery from that outage. All right, coming up this morning, Georgetown set to discuss some regulations to panhandling in the name of safety. We'll tell you what changes the police chief says could be in store for the town.
Frosty conditions inland areas, but along the coast a little warmer, 49 in Ocean City. No frost there. Make sure you warm up the car, get the ice scraper handy. We do have a work week warm up on the way, looking warm for Halloween and more dry weather to come. A slight chance for rain. I'll let you know when that can happen coming up in 2 minutes.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OC RV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at ocrvshow.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Adams from Mattress Peddlers, your local family-owned Serta mattress store. Do you toss and turn at night? Do you wake up in pain? A mattress that's too firm or too soft could be the source of your suffering. But you don't want to jump to extremes. The solution is usually somewhere in the middle. Buying a new mattress is quick and easy, so stop in today and sleep on a better bed tonight.
Mattress Peddlers. For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Transform your backyard into an outdoor oasis at Woodland Sheds in Bishopville, Maryland. Explore 11 acres with over 100 Amish buildings and 7,000 pieces of Amish poly furniture. Walk through our Amish-built sheds, kennels, coops, garages, and even pool houses. Enjoy free shed delivery and rent-to-own sheds with no credit check. We also have portable storage units. Visit us at Woodland Sheds, Route 113, Bishopville.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the George H.P. Smith Park at DuPont and Johnson Avenues in Lewis every Saturday from 8 to noon.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
Time is 5:17 and you are looking live at Ocean City. A good look at the waves hitting the beach there, but you might not be able to tell, Bob. It's cold out there right now.
It is, but you know, our typical first frost and freeze is right around this time, Matt, so we're pretty much where we should be. It's just always a shock to the system. Here's our freeze warning. Caroline, Kent, and Sussex counties, we have temperatures 20s and low 30s, but right along the immediate coast, I don't think you're seeing a frost, but just inland from there, could be looking at a frost from Ocean View to Lewis. Then we have that down near Ocean Pines as well. And then inland to Snow Hill, Salisbury, Spring Grove, it's a freeze warning. That goes until 9. And around the eastern area, we're seeing a frost advisory until mid-morning. Hope you protected your plants. I know I did. 32 in Georgetown, 28 in Redden, 29 in Delmar. I did check Millsboro. They're at 31 in Salisbury, 39 at Bethany Beach, 43 in Rehoboth. So frost-free right along the immediate coast as we're looking at calm winds. Okay, let's talk about the ongoing drought. Now up to 31 days. The record is 34 back in 2001. Of course, last measurable rain was on the 27th of September. We're moving up the list now. We're second in the top 5 driest periods. And we're going to top this 34 days set back in 2001 coming up here in a few days. So the dry streak continues, but there is hope for rain. More on that coming up. But clear skies this morning. You can see the white look on the satellite indicating, well, the cold air reflecting back to space as we have high pressure in place right now and dry from the East Coast all the way back into the Midwest. So that means more dry weather to come. But it's frosty out the door this morning. Here's Futurecast in the 30s. But with that dry air, it warm up quickly by 12:30. 30. We're into the upper 50s, around 60 in Selbyville and Salisbury, 50s at the beaches, around 63 in Salisbury later, but 61 in Millsboro, and some areas along the beaches not getting out of the 50s. This evening it does cool off, and by Tuesday morning, not as chilly as it was this morning. We're looking at 40s, some 50s, and some clouds as well, and an easterly breeze. That will mix up the air a little bit. We're a little warmer by Tuesday afternoon into the lower 70s, and then moving into your Wednesday morning, watch out for areas of fog, and even warmer into the upper 70s at that time. We do have a chance for rain, not a big chance, but a cold front moving through on Friday could give us a little bit of measurable rain, but that is up in the air right now. I'd say about a 50-50 chance. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. It's chilly today, 64 today, then 70 Tuesday, Wednesday 77, and then for the ghosts and goblins, 80 degrees on Halloween. That's amazing. 75 on Friday, and then the weekend it cools down, 64 Saturday. Remember, clocks go back 1 hour Sunday morning. Yeah, getting dark around 5 o'clock at that time, Sunday 69. Umbrella giveaway winner. It is Jerry Geyer from Ellendale. Jerry, I hope you could use your umbrella, maybe by Friday. Congratulations on your brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Bob, happening tonight, Georgetown, the latest community to make upgrades to pedestrian safety in their policy there. One of the specific areas expected to be addressed at the town council meeting is panhandling. It's a protected right. Georgetown's police chief says proposed changes will regulate where and how individuals can approach vehicles, primarily in the interest of public safety.
Similar activity down there, very busy with vehicles, and it's just not a place for people to just be hanging around. And we definitely don't want people stopping, and I'm talking about the pedestrians or the vehicles. We don't need them stopping and causing additional problems or potential for collisions.
And that Georgetown Town Council meeting scheduled tonight for 7.
Sounds good. Coming up next on CoastTV News today, Sussex County thanking first responders for National First Responders Day. We'll tell you just how important their jobs are to our community. Don't go anywhere.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
For over 50 years, our mission at Herker Property Maintenance has been very clear. Deliver exceptional curb appeal to neighborhoods, businesses, and property management. Our team of highly trained professionals are committed to making your properties look attractive, clean, and professional, limiting your risk of issues arising. From landscaping to full-service exterior maintenance, Herker's your one-stop solution. Send your RFP to Herker Property Maintenance now and discover how Herker can save you thousands and elevate your property curb appeal.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Finraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Finraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayor Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
Are you troubled by strange smells, uncomfortable rooms, or mold in your home?
Do you experience feelings of dread when you enter your crawl space or attic?
Does your home suffer from slopes, sags, or other structural concerns? If the answer is yes, pick up your phone and call the home performance professionals like FLC Energy.
Don't just treat the systems in your house. Treat your house as the system and call FLC.
We're ready to believe you.
Hey fellas, when your lady says she wants a big rock for Christmas, she may not mean this kind. She may want this kind.
At That Granite Place, we like to say our reputation is carved in stone. And it is. Now we're changing our name to Coastal Countertops. Same local ownership, keeping the same level of quality and service everyone has grown to love. We've also upgraded our machinery to help you with turnaround times. At Coastal Countertops, our reputation will continue to be carved in stone.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be the first person to respond to an emergency? Of course, people like our police and our firefighters, they do that every day. But also to answer the first call today, National First Responders Day. 911 operator Richard Short says that 911 operators are often overlooked.
A 911 dispatcher is a stressful job. It's a thankless job. And the people that do it love it. I mean, they thrive on that interaction with the community. They are the first responders.
And of course, not only is this day a day to say thank you, but it's a day to learn about the different agencies that all serve our communities.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey is back with us. I think you might need to bundle up if you want to walk on the beach this morning.
I would think so, but definitely need to bundle up more so inland where we're seeing sub-freezing temperatures. At the beaches, we're in the 40s and low 50s. Fenwick Island, it could be as cold as 38 this morning, 44 in Ocean City. You should be frost-free there. And then by afternoon, a little warmer, 60 degrees with light winds. Waves pretty flat, 1 to 2 feet, moderate UV index. 41 to start the day in Lewis, 60 to end the day in Rehoboth, a chilly start, and 60 as you end the day there. For Cambridge on the bay side, pretty chilly, 38, and then low 60s this afternoon. In Crisfield, similar conditions with sunshine. We do warm it up. The dry streak continues, looking good for Halloween and a small chance for rain. More on that coming up in the next half hour.
Bob, thank you. Coming up after the break, both presidential candidates took on battleground states over the weekend. We'll show you what each focused on in their tri-state area.
Also, governor's race heating up. We hear from both of the candidates in Delaware as they respond to a controversial topic impacting the state's coast.
And early voting is underway in the first state. We'll tell you why one voter says they prefer that option opposed to casting their vote on Election Day. Coast TV News will be right back.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming. Our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Purdue and Salisbury has polluted the groundwater, and we have reason to believe that the contaminated groundwater has migrated to nearby community wells. Our team of environmental attorneys and experts are investigating this public health crisis now. We win cases like this. We are prosecuting a PFAS case in Northeast Maryland now, and recently won battles against large corporations, against Mount Airy in Delaware and a paper plant in South Carolina. If you want more information, please call, email, or visit our website at PurduePollution.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Cower from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's is a little seafood shack on Coastal Highway serving lunch and dinner daily, featuring seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-inspired nightly specials, along with a large selection of craft ales, cocktails, and our extensive wine list. Matt's is a perfect place to enjoy dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or lunch in the lobster room. Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Delaware, open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. See you soon.
Now on Coast TV News.
Frosty conditions to start the week with freeze warnings and frost advisories at the coast. Otherwise, the dry weather continues with a work week warm-up. Details coming up.
Cast your vote early. Everything you need to know if you're looking to head to the polls before November 5th.
Myers versus Ramon in the Delaware governor's race. We're looking at both candidates who are vying for the top spot in the state.
City marijuana sales, that's moving closer to a reality in Milford. We look at where the effort stands for recreational weed.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 28th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
The time is 5:29. We're going to have more of this in just a few minutes, but If you've not seen it, it's worth the wait. Paige, how about your Washington team last night with that win?
That no matter who you like in football, I feel like you had to have enjoyed that scene, that Hail Mary. I mean, wild, right?
Wild ending, and just so happy for Washington fans with a 6-2 start to the season, too.
Incredible, yes. Well, thank you very much. I missed it. I was in the car when it happened, and then, I go home, check the score of the Commanders game, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So mad I missed it, but
you got it in a few minutes, so you want to see it.
We're all going to watch it together. Again, even if you're not a football fan, this is really fun to see. But first, of course, everyone's a weather fan, right? Depending on the weather.
They like to know the weather. I know they're a fan of Bob.
They're fans of Bob. Bob, what's going on?
We've got some frosty conditions this morning, guys. Have that ice scraper handy. Frost and freeze warnings out there. 32 in Georgetown right now, 33 Seaford, 29 in Delmarva, 28 in Redden, around 30 in Millsboro right now, but warmer at the beaches. You're in the 40s, so you're frost-free right along the immediate coast. As the winds are light, we've got high pressure. We've got a freeze warning inland Sussex County, but right along the immediate coast, it is a frost advisory until 9 a.m., and then pretty much inland to Salisbury and much of the eastern shore, it's a freeze warning, and around Easton, you have a frost advisory. So bottom line, warm up the kids, bundle up this morning. It's chilly out there. Warm up the car. As we're looking at clear skies, high pressure and light winds are in place. So we're in the 30s this morning, very frosty, and then a warm up into the 40s mid-morning. By noon, we're in the 50s, close to 60 inland, cooler at the beaches. Then around 61 in Georgetown and Millsboro mid-afternoon, and then 50s at the beaches, and not as chilly as we go into this evening, but leave extra time to scrape the windshield this morning and warm up the car, grab that warm cup of coffee, and then heading home, you have the green light, sunny and cool, and temperatures in the 50s and 60s.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now, if you live in Delaware and you don't want to wait until November 5th to cast your vote, you're in luck.
Yeah, early voting is underway in the first state, and CoastTV News reporter Lisa Weber is live in Ellendale at one of the many early voting sites in Sussex County. Lisa, you don't just have to go there in Ellendale if you're looking to take part in early voting.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, it's hard to believe the election is right around the corner. And as you said, I'm here in Ellendale at one of the many early voting sites in Delaware. There's actually 9 early voting sites right here in Sussex County. And on Friday, October 25th, early voting began in the entire state of Delaware, and many people came out to cast their vote. According to NBC election data in Delaware, a total of 65,338 mail-in and early in-person votes have been cast. Some choose to vote early in order to beat the rush on November 5th, or they simply can't wait any longer. Until October 29th, polls are open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and from October 30th to November 3rd, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We asked one voter why they like the early voting option.
I think it's an excellent idea that everybody come out here, and there are quite a few people out here today, hundreds, to get an early kickstart on the election, which is probably one of the most crucial elections of our century.
If you're interested in voting early this year, head to CoastTV.com for a full list of voting sites in Delaware. And the last day to early vote in the first state is November 3rd. Back to you.
Lisa Weber with the early voting story in Sussex County. And new this morning, President Biden is set to participate in early voting in the Wilmington area. He will not be on the ballot after the decision to be removed from the Democratic ticket. According to the White House, President Biden will travel to Baltimore and Philadelphia later this week.
Come November 5th, the 5th state of Delaware will select a new governor. The leader in the polls right now, it's Democrat Matt Meyer. Republican Mike Ramone trying to close that gap.
And Coast TV sat down with each candidate to discuss a range of topics, and one of those being offshore wind. We show you how both are responding to the controversial topic in Delaware's environmental future.
First and foremost, we're going to protect Delaware. We're going to protect Delaware residents and Delaware's interests. I know people are looking for, are you pro-wind or are you anti-wind, one or the other? I think it's really not that easy. The economics of wind right now, and particularly in the last few years, have become really challenging. We're not going to do something that economically does not make sense for Delawareans and to lead our community forward in a sustainable way. If there's a way for us to do it without impacting view sheds, without impacting the environment when the wind energy comes onshore, we certainly will look at that. We're not going to allow Maryland to get all the benefits of its offshore wind to come in and provide burdens to the coastline of Delaware.
Wind power is not a problem for me. Wind power, forcing people to drive EV cars, it's just chaos. There will be no secretaries putting mandates on people on what they can drive. There will be no states saying, well, you can't connect to my state, so go connect to the neighbor, and then we get all the headaches and all the terrible stuff, and they get all the energy. That's not me. That ain't happening. As an entrepreneur, the one thing I do know is how to negotiate a good deal and how to walk away from a bad one.
Tonight at 5, 6, and 11, Coast TV News anchor Charlie Sakaitis will have more with these two candidates hitting the state of the race, school vouchers, and their thoughts on Sussex County specifically.
And don't forget to make sure you tune in to Coast TV for our preview week coverage. We'll be airing exclusive candidate interviews and focusing on the races that impact us here on Delmarva. Our Decision 2024 preview week continues today.
Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are looking to lock in votes with just over a week left until the general election. On the campaign trail, former President Trump held a rally at Madison Square Garden Sunday night. Trump making an appeal to Gen Z voters and Black and Latino men as he emphasizes the importance of voting.
Early voting is underway in every swing state, and we are setting all-time records. They're voting, I tell you what, I don't want to talk about it, but we have to keep it going. You got to get out and vote. We just have to get out.
And today, former President Trump's campaign heads to Georgia.
Also in the tri-state area, Vice President Kamala Harris spent Sunday making her claim in Philadelphia. According to officials, Harris also focused on Black and Latino voters while also pushing to increase voter turnout. Some of her campaign stops included speaking to a predominantly Black congregation, a barbershop, and a Puerto Rican restaurant.
And we know this is going to be a tight race until the very end. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work.
And Vice President Harris will continue on the campaign trail today in an effort to hit every battleground state this week.
Happening today in Milford, people there can have a say on a proposed amendment to the city ordinance dealing with marijuana. This will be at a public hearing at the city council meeting. Milford is considering allowing recreational sales. The city is one of the few on Delmarva open to the idea of allowing weed for that purpose. Clock is ticking on this. The open retail category marijuana license lottery, that's expected to take place in December.
In Lewis today, we should be getting more information on the plans for the Army Reserve Center located on Savannah Road in Lewis. It's one of a couple proposed projects getting a look at by Mayor Andrew Williams and City Council. They will also be reviewing plans for Schley Avenue and City Hall.
Got an update on a story that we've been covering. It's about that 3% tax on short-term rentals in Sussex County. County Council is set to hear a presentation from Finance Director Gina Jennings about this on Tuesday. This would be for things like Airbnbs, specifically in unincorporated areas of the county, meaning not in downtown areas. Several communities already have this in place. A 3% lodging tax ordinance was previously imposed in 2019 and then suspended during COVID-19. Still more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up, a new development in the works in Georgetown. We'll show you what the community thinks about adding 126 rental homes along Route 9.
Also, Daniels delivers. We look at that Hail Mary pass that was the game winner for Washington.
Yeah, we are. And as Halloween approaches, the Brandywine Valley SPCA wants pet owners to costume with care. We'll tell you what the organization recommends to keep your pets safe this Halloween. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
Have you just inherited a home or property and are feeling overwhelmed? First of all, secure what's now become yours against weather, theft, and trespassers. Keep it maintained or you could face costly repairs and fines. Keep up with the mortgage and taxes or face foreclosure. And before you sell, if that's an option, be sure to contact a professional home buyer. Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sunder Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
At Khalsa Jewelers, we offer signature pieces to celebrate love in those special moments in our life. Peace to all, light to all, love to all. Celebrate with us at historic Lewis and Rehoboth Beach.
fall into planting at Bella Terra Garden Center. Autumn is the perfect time of year for planting. Come check out our locally sourced collection of trees and shrubs of all shapes and sizes. Did you know that Bella Terra is open 7 days a week? Join our garden club for big savings and first access to all sale promotions. Stocked with the smallest succulents to the tallest of trees, Bella Terra Garden Center is here for all your gardening needs. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Located right off Route 16 in Ellendale.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
It is 5:40 on this frosty Monday morning. Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. Not frosty at the coast, however. 48 in Ocean City right now, but inland we're in the 20s and low 30s away from the coast. So hope you protected your plants. 40s at the beaches right now, and the winds are calm. That's why we have the freeze warning in place. Inland Sussex County, a frost advisory right along the immediate coast, and really to our west and southwest, it's pretty much a freeze warning with the exception of the eastern area on the eastern shore with a frost advisory. That's through mid-morning as we're looking at clear skies and high pressure, chilly start, but then a warmer afternoon. Heading out to the golf course, it's going to be frosty early on, but all in all, a pretty good looking day on the golf course. A frosty start, warmer afternoon around 63. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Broxton, and Federico.
Thank you, Bob. Ocean City's fire department grew this weekend. A ribbon cutting was held Sunday for the new Midtown Fire Station on 65th Street. This leaves a bittersweet feeling in the community as the event marks the closing of Station 3 on 74th Street. Halloween is Thursday, and while it's super fun for some, it may not always be for your pet. The Brandywine Valley SPCA says Halloween hype may cause some stress, so maybe put your pets in a quiet room. Also be sure to keep your candy away from animals, and don't automatically dress them up. It's not for all animals. Make sure the costume is comfortable and allows your pet to move freely.
Despite the turmoil, despite the questions about Nick Sirianni, the Eagles have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5 on Sunday. Jalen Hurts doing it in the air, bit on the ground against the Bengals. This game was tied at 10 at halftime, and then early in the third quarter, Hurts gets to the edge and gets into the end zone. Eagles take a 17-10 lead. After the Bengals tied it, we go to Hurts again. He loads it up. Perfect placement here for Devontae Smith. The Eagles are back in front, 24-14. Hurts also had a couple of those tush pushes as well. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing on the day for QB1. Eagles are now 5-2, and they're back at home with Jacksonville next week.
Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught! Caught! It's a miracle! It's Noah Brown! Oh, my goodness!
Unbelievable win by the Burgundy and Gold. Jaden Daniels back from injury, delivers the Hail Mary pass. Washington now 6-2 on the season. They have sole possession of first place in the NFC East. In Cleveland, the Ravens defense was carved up by the Browns. Jameis Winston, a big example right here. This touchdown pass was under a minute to go, and the Ravens' last-second effort came up short. Ravens are now 5-3, and they fall out of first place in the AFC North. Coming up tonight on DSN at 6, high school girls volleyball. Cape will take on Lake Forest. Then at 10, it's post-time harness racing. And the final scores at 10:30. Over on the DSN Plus app, you can also watch the Cape Lake Forest volleyball match. And then here are your DSN Plus exclusives. Starting at 3:30, it's Delaware High School field hockey when Sussex Central hosts Milford at 6. Caesar Rodney takes on Appoquinimink in unified football. And then also at 6 p.m., Parkside, home with Queen Anne's. That is in girls volleyball.
All right, in your entertainment news now, an early, largely text-based computer game appears to be headed to the big screen. David Daniel has that and more in your Hollywood Minute.
Get ready for The Oregon Trail, the movie.
The Hollywood Reporter says Apple is developing a film based on the early computer game about 19th century pioneers heading west. Teachers liked the game because it taught history and strategy, and kids got a kick out of characters dying from typhoid, dysentery, and other diseases.
Without electricity, running water, the urge for art amplified.
We had this wonderful scene, having a disco in the middle of the war. It's the only thing that kept us going.
Kiss the Future is back in the Oscars race. The documentary produced by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck is about the siege of Sarajevo and how residents drew inspiration from art as they tried to survive. The Motion Picture Academy initially ruled the film ineligible, saying it failed to meet release criteria even though it played on more than 100 screens. The Academy's eligibility committee has now reversed that decision. Art triumphs once again. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's a hard freeze in Salisbury this morning, 31 for you. You're going to need that ice scraper this morning. It is a frosty start for Delmarva with a work week warm-up, looking warm for Halloween, scary warm. And more dry weather to come. I'll have more on that dry streak and a slight chance of rain. I'll let you know when that happens coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on CoastTV.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OCRV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at OCRVshow.com.
You ever just wanna... Yeah, that's fall in Pennsylvania. You can't spell plaid without PA, and that's no coincidence. There's a reason folks fawn over our foliage, pine for our pumpkins, and sigh for our apple cider donuts. Fall is just fallier here. It's almost not fair to the other states, so get here. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. Summer heat can be taxing on cooling systems. Now is the time to look into savings offered by the latest energy-efficient heat pumps and air conditioning systems. DT Travis can recommend the best solution for your needs with just the right system for your home or business. The Taylor Oil family of services. One number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151. Day or night, our service never sleeps.
Capture your favorite moments at the CoastTV photo booth. Strike a pose and snap a pic, all for free. View previous pictures and see the next event at CoastTV.com under the Features tab. The CoastTV photo booth, sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
It is 5:47 on your Monday morning. Let's go now to take a live look at Salisbury. All seems pretty quiet there, Bob, but I heard you say earlier a scary warm forecast for Halloween. It's not scary warm this morning, though.
No, no, it's quite the opposite. It's whether maybe a vampire would like, or maybe, right? Vampires like a cold and dark and damp. Yeah, I mean, this is right up their alley. Look at these temperatures this morning. 31 in Salisbury, 29 in Delmar, 32 in Georgetown. Last check in Millsboro at my station was 31, 28 in Redden, 33 in Seaford, 40 in Bethany Beach, 43 in Rehoboth. So frost-free right along the immediate coast. Inland, we have calm winds right now. So inland areas, that's where we have the freeze warning. But right along the immediate coast, it's a frost advisory until mid-morning, but right along the coast, I think you are frost-free. Then you move inland, Snow Hill to Salisbury and Spring Grove. It's a freeze warning, hard freeze. And right around Easton, there's a little pocket there where it's just a little warmer, so a frost advisory. So bottom line is, I hope you brought your plants in because they probably got zapped by the frost. And we continue with our streak of dry days. 31 days now. The record is 34. We are going to top that later on in the week. Here we are in second place now of the top 5 driest periods. 34 44 days back in 2001. That is going to fall here in the next few days, as we're not really expecting too much rain. Maybe a chance by Friday. We're looking at clear skies right now with high pressure continuing to build into the area. Clear skies over us back through the Ohio Valley and even farther west from there. So we're going to be staying dry and cool. We're looking at 30s this morning, warming up. The dry air does warm quickly, so by noon into the upper 50s, but only around 54 in Dewey Beach, Fenwick Island, 56, but then lower 60s from Selbyville to Georgetown and Delmarva 62. And then we go through tonight into tomorrow morning. Not as chilly with an easterly wind, so 50s, maybe in 60s at the beaches. I think we'll see some clouds too, and that will keep us a little milder into the morning hours. And then we're partly cloudy as we head into Tuesday. A little warmer into the afternoon, right around 70 degrees, and then even warmer into Wednesday. Watch out for some fog possibly Wednesday morning, and then we're shooting up into the upper 70s, even warmer by Halloween. Here's our chance of rain. It's a cold front moving in on Friday. It could fall apart before it gets here, but there's a chance we could see a little bit of measurable rain. Right now the chances are slim, but I'm holding out hope, and then it looks like a dry weekend after that. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 64 today. Plant should be okay tomorrow morning with a low of 41, and then 70 on Tuesday. Wednesday 77, and then scary warm on Thursday. 80 degrees on Halloween. Mid-70s Friday, looking good again for Friday night lights, and then it cools down for the weekend. 64 on Saturday. Clocks go back 1 hour as we head back into, the end of daylight saving time. And then Sunday, partly cloudy and pretty mild, 69 degrees.
Thank you. Another proposed development off Route 9 is in the works. The Georgetown Planning Commission recently approved the preliminary site plan for a new development off East Market Street. Officials say the project has been decades in the making.
Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us the history behind the project and what some people live in this area think about.
This farm field off Route 9 in Georgetown could be the location of a new development. Greenlee Place will hold 126 single-family home rental units targeted towards Sussex County's workforce. Andrea Finkbeiner, who lives right next to the proposed development, says for her, it is a great project. But she is worried about traffic.
When you add in the 126 homes times 2 vehicles per home, you're talking almost, 250 more cars accessing Route 9. And I know that they're all not at the same time, but with us not being able to get out now, especially at 5 to 6 at night, I think it's going to be an issue.
John Jones, managing partner at Greenlee Place LLC, says this idea has been 75 years in the making.
My grandfather had the parcel of land located inside of Georgetown on Route 9, surveyed and laid out for single-family homes back in the 1950s. And he was never able to fully develop the parcel.
According to Jones, the homes will range between 2 to 4 bedrooms and have a specific target in mind.
We envision, folks that, again, may not necessarily have the means to purchase their first home to have the ability. That might be traveling nurses that are going to be here in the area for the next couple of years, or doctors.
El Patron Barbershop, which just opened, is right across the street. Everardo Garcia, one of the owners, is optimistic this project will create a new opportunity and maybe even some new customers.
It's great news for our community, as obviously we would have more housing opportunities and it would benefit businesses like ours.
Following a recommendation from the Georgetown Planning Commission, the developer told CoastTV News that they reached out to the local fire department to discuss and understand issues related to servicing the growing community. In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, CoastTV News.
We're seeing a frost and freeze inland areas, not so along the coast, 47 in Ocean City, but warm up the car this morning. Make sure you can locate that ice scraper. We do warm it up for the week ahead and looking really warm for Halloween, and more dry weather to come. Slight chance of rain by Friday. Your 10-day forecast is next.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramon's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the George H.P. Smith Park at DuPont and Johnson Avenues in Lewis every Saturday from 8 to noon.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
Purdue and Salisbury has polluted the groundwater, and we have reason to believe that the contaminated groundwater has migrated to nearby community wells. Our team of environmental attorneys and experts are investigating this public health crisis now. We win cases like this. We are prosecuting a PFAS case in Northeast Maryland now, and recently won battles against large corporations, against Mount Air in Delaware and a paper plant in South Carolina. If you want more information, please call, email, or visit our website at purduepollution.com.
Is your cookware scratched inside and an eyesore on the outside? Introducing Gotham Steel Hammered Cream Cookware. Forged with an authentic hammered design, engineered with extremely strong titanium and tri-coated with ultra non-stick ceramic. Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter or oil. Get this huge 15-piece set for 4 payments of $49.99 with free shipping.
To order, call 1-800-513-6408.
It is 5:56. It's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Okay, we had this last week, Paige. Today's coastal pet of the day. It's Benny again. So we had him before. This is the after shot of his big birthday celebration weekend. There he is. He's tired out. He actually forgot to take off his birthday hat.
That happens to all of us, doesn't it?
Benny was submitted to us, as always, by Tammy and Seaford.
I love that. And we just talked about, pets. Do they like to dress up? Do they not? Benny has probably no problem dressing up for Halloween.
Right.
He loves a good costume. So don't forget, send us more pictures of your pets. Tell us all about them. Tell us what makes them so special.
Scan that QR code at the top of your screen. Get your friends to us here, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
All right, we'll be coming up to 5:57. It's time for a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yes, some freezing light conditions to talk about, Bob.
Ooh. Yeah, first one of the season. Hard freeze inland, frosty conditions. Not so along the beaches, so I hope you protected your plants because I think they got zapped by the frost this morning if they're outside. We do warm it up today with sunshine into the low to maybe mid-60s inland. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. I am going 64. Not frosty tomorrow morning at 41. 70 Tuesday, Wednesday 77. Halloween, the warmest day of the week. Scary warm, 80 degrees. 75 Friday. Cools down over the weekend into the 60s. I did want to mention a slight chance of rain on Friday, but I didn't put it in. Dry for the weekend. Clocks go back an hour as we go into Sunday morning. And then Election Day next Tuesday, looking dry and 74, cooling down a little bit after that.
Coming up at 6, early voting is underway in Delaware, and I have all the information you need to know if you're looking to head to the polls before November 5th. That and more when Coast TV News Today returns.